We're here because Viscount Rothermere is a non-domicile, which means he doesn't really pay tax in this country. His tax allegiance is to France, his father is French, so that's where he can claim his tax allegiance. And the Daily Mail is also owned through a series of trusts in offshore tax havens. So we're here to claim that these people are spongers, in the classic Daily Mail style.
Robert the lodger, the tax dodger. Robert the lodger, the tax dodger. Robert the lodger, the tax dodger.
Hang this rich filth! Also, what we're going to do is just, I'm going to hand you over to Richard Brooks from the Private Eye The Guardian. Is that enough of a build-up there?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Who's going to explain the intricacies of the non-dom law and how it works. It's Richard.
Right, thank you. Well, we're all here because Jonathan Harmsworth, who is the 4th Viscount Rothermere, is non-domicile. That means that for tax purposes, he claims allegiance to another country. It doesn't mean he's not resident in Britain. He is resident, so he pays British tax on his British income. But by being non-domiciled, he avoids tax on income that arises offshore. Now, here's the clever bit. His share, or his family's share, in the Daily Mail and General Trust is owned by a Bermudan company called Rothermere Continuation Limited, which is itself owned by a series of offshore trusts. This means that when the income comes to him, having gone through this offshore route, it's offshore income. So as long as he doesn't bring it back into Britain, or he finds lawyers to help him find some clever ways of getting it back into Britain, then he doesn't pay any tax on it. This saves him millions, possibly tens of millions of pounds every year. So how did he come to be non-domiciled? Well, it's all because his father, the 3rd Viscount Rothermere, Vere Harmsworth, was a tax exile in France for most of his life. Jonathan, the 4th Viscount, was born in Britain. He was born in Hammersmith, just down the road. He was educated in Britain at Gordonston, a bit further up the road. And he now lives in a huge mansion in Wiltshire, 220-acre mansion called Fern House in Fern Park on the Wiltshire-Dorset borders. I think it has a fair proportion of both those counties in it. He, his wife, 4 children live down there and claim to be domiciled in France for tax purposes. That's how it works. So if you buy yourself 220 acres, £40 million Palladian mansion, and get the right father, you too can become non-domiciled.
Thank you very much. I think we also should have a demonstration against his father for having the name Ver, which is ridiculous and shouldn't be allowed. So what we're here today is we're calling on the great writers of our age. We're calling on the wonderful Melanie Phillips. We're calling on the amazing Richard Littlejohn. We're calling on the occasionally good Quentin Letts to actually do their duty and get involved, get stuck in. This paper, this fine bastion of Britain, is being run by someone who's essentially French, which is absolutely dreadful. We simply can't have it. This is political correctness gone mad. That the French are now running the Daily Mail, and they are tax dodgers, they are spongers. He's actually almost an asylum seeker. That is how bad he is. So we're calling on Richard Littlejohn to go and do your duty, get stuck in to these dodging, sponging, nasty little parasites who eat all sorts of nasty things as part of the national dish. So that's what we're here for. Thanks ever so much for turning up. And in the words of the banners around me, tax this rich filth. Hurrah! Hurrah! What a lovely British way to finish it, with a hurrah. I do feel slightly Daily Mailised by osmosis.